Good evening. I am Jay, and thank you for agreeing to be our interviewee for tonight. I mean, wala ka namang choice. You're my sister. You're supposed to say yes. So,
You're very welcome.
thank you. So, first and foremost, can you briefly introduce yourself and your current role?
Um, Hi, my name is Angela Arugay, and currently I am a practicing attorney.
Okay, so what is your present career?
I currently practice law.
Since you're practicing law, are you employed in a law firm?
I'm engaged currently in solo practice, but I do plan to apply into a firm to get more experience. Since in the future I want to have my own firm.
Oh, I see. So, as an alumni of DLSU, how do you exemplify Lasallian values and virtues in your present career?
I think what I exemplify most in the Lasallian values is the zeal for service and communion in mission. For zeal for service, I make sure that I give the best that I could for my clients because they deserve the best I can give them in terms of giving them legal advice or representing them in court. And as for communion and mission, cur- um, I currently collaborate with different lawyers in order to broaden my knowledge of the case and ask for second opinions. And there's also the Lasallian virtue of the concern for the poor and for social justice. I had a client where he was being harassed by somebody and that um, all the odds were stacked up against him. And I did my best in order to defend him in court. The case is currently ongoing, so I couldn't talk about any details of the case. But we're still currently trying to do our best to defend him to the best of our abilities.
Oh, so yung current case, parang can you give us a little glimpse on how is it going? And may ka-collaborate ka rin ba in that case?
Yes, I'm collaborating with a friend, also an alumnus of De La Salle University for both
Oh.
undergraduate and law school. Case is about not really a kid, but a teenager who was filed with a reckless imprudence case because he was alleged to be reckless when he drove his car through the streets.
Given na you're already starting your career, did you also start when you were an undergraduate and how did it go?
When I was an undergraduate, in the last year of my undergraduate years, before I graduated, officially graduated at least, I started working in a travel agency. I dealt with several people there, so that embodied some of the virtues, like still zeal for service, because in that line of work, um, people entrust their uh, flight schedules with you to entrust you with the things so that their trip would go smoothly.
I actually forgot to ask you earlier, but what was your course and when did you graduate?
In undergraduate, I took up management of financial institutions and graduated in 2017. For law school, I had a Juris Doctor degree and I graduated 2023, just last year. I also passed the bar exams last year.
Hmm, yay! Congrats, ate! But
You know naman.
talaga. But, going back nga, were you able to practice your course sa, what do you sa work mo after undergraduate or it was a different one?
Siguro yung course ko I practiced on my own when invested in some stocks like in the Philippine Stock Exchange and with cryptocurrency, but I didn't. It was all for personal gain,
Hmm,
for personal finances. I didn't handle anyone's money or anything, so I didn't use it for work. I did it for myself.
okay, I see. Parang very common nowadays yung hindi ka diretso sa inline nung course mo, 'no?
Yes, pero kasi I did not practice
Hmm.
my course kasi I wanted to go into law school agad.
Okay. So,
So
hmm,
that year that I was working as a travel agent, that was just kind of like part time because the work hours there afforded me time to review for the
ah,
entrance exams
exam.
and the PhilSats. At the time, PhilSats were still required.
Hindi na ngayon 'no?
No.
Oh, I see. Okay. So, continuing, have you encountered situations where your Lasallian values were challenged, and how did you handle them?
Yes, actually, as a Lasallian, I was taught to serve the lost, and the least of the community. But I had a client where I was not in favor of the last, the lost, and the least because that client was an employer and this case was against an employee. So, um, at the time, I was really kind of conflicted because, uh, as a Lasallian lawyer and as someone who embodies the Lasallian core values, uh, it was hard for me to accept that the situations of these people are really like this. And there was nothing I could do except to do my work, because if I don't give my best to my client, then I would be betraying the values and the code of ethics that I swore to uphold as a lawyer.
Parang ang hirap naman 'pag gano'n 'no? But
Oh,
parang, in that case ba, is it really the fault of the employee?
well, both parties have faults.
Hmm,
So, um, in that case, I just tried to stick to the facts of the case, even though I felt bad for the employee. But of course, I can't sacrifice the quality and integrity of my work just because I feel bad, because my duty is to my client, among others.
okay. So with that being said, how can future professionals integrate their Lasallian education in their career journeys?
Particularly for me in the legal field, I think that future Lasalliate lawyers who wants to practice law, kaya nga future Lasallian lawyers, but um, those who in general want to practice law must have the balance where they draw the line to where justice must be served, and think of the effects, especially to the lost and the least. This also applies in politics, because as lawmakers, the laws that they pass should be in favor of everyone and not just for a select few. It must always be, or at least they would think that the duties that they perform or the laws that they pass and in the deeds that they do, that it benefits most of all the lost and the least of the community.
Okay, so singit ko lang, medyo curious kasi I'm also an aspiring lawyer as you know, ate. Um,
Of
parang
course.
what if ganito yung situation, like you already have this client and then pumayag ka na. And then you found out na yung client mo talaga yung nasa mali.
Guilty party.
Yeah. So parang how would you handle that? Parang iba yung present niya before like hindi mo pa siya client and then lumapit siya sa'yo na, "Oh, this is my case." So tinanggap mo siya because you thought na parang siya yung ano, hindi siya yung guilty in this case. But as you go through the facts, parang napansin mo na hindi na siya aligned with what they said. So dun mo nalaman na, guilty pala 'to.
Pero kasi it is not up to us to judge the guilt of the person.
Hmm,
Um every person deserves a good defense. And in our country, there's always this presumption of innocence. So you are in no position to judge your client as a guilty party unless the courts say otherwise. It is your duty to your clients and to the courts to do the best that you can in providing your client with the the best defense that you can give.
okey. So,
But after the termination of the case, you can continue to engage the services, or tell them that you are withdrawing, and they ask them to find another counsel, but you will see the case through, because they can still appeal. So it's up to you if you can um continue engaging with your client and providing him or her service, or you would advise them to find another lawyer to continue on with the appeal. It's,
okay. So, thank you so much ate. This ends our interview. Once again, thank you kahit wala kang choice kundi pumayag.
you're welcome. Okay lang yun. There's no problem.